I don't mean to brag, but I've got a massive sirloin steak here and I'm about to make the nicest steak dinner I've had for ages. This particular steak dinner is going to begin with something chimichurri-esque. Chimichurri involves a sheer abundance of parsley, hops charsley, loads. I'm going pretty fine on this. I don't want big bits, but you can have it as chunky as you want because that's you and this is me. I'm going to make loads, so I'm going to plonk it in sort of a fridge container so that I can have loads left over to use in other things. It's good on eggs. Oregano, some hot flakes, salts. I added ancho powder also. Red wine vinegar's most important, as well as garlic and olivier oil. The olivier oil brings everyone together like a warm invitation. I mean, it smells amazing, and I'm gonna leave it in the fridge to sort of mingle. Nice. If you've been following me for a while, you've probably worked out I'm not the kind of man that can be bothered to make his own chips, but what I am going to do for these French fries is make a delicious salt to go on them that will make them extra delicious. Pimp my fry. No Tim Westwood. This delicious salt was made with salt, pepper noir, MSG fresh from the belly of an MSG armadillo, oregano, rosemary, pep blanc, and finally smoky pap pap. It's not that out there, they're just going to be sort of like nice, salty, smoky, herby fries. Grind that all into a powder, and I will use this later on my delicious chips. I've had my steak out of the fridge for about an hour now to get it to room temperature. And I was thinking what would go really well with my steak, and I've decided that some tender stem broccoli and beans that are going to be tossed in some of that chimichurri could be rather nice. I also thought to get some extra vitamins / vegetables, fruits, that they are technically fruits, I'd roast some tomatoes as a little side. The tomatoes would roast with a little oil, salt, vinegar and sugar until soft and jammy as I caked my whopping great steak in salt from the sea. I dusted my chips in half of their salt and a bit of oil and they entered an air fryer. About 22.5 Swedish minutes would likely yield the correct results. I seared the fat of the steak so it pissed out tallow in which I could cook the steak on each side. A weight helped to form a crust. My extractor fan doesn't work, so my fire alarm went off at least twice. I basted the steak in butter, thyme, garlic, and I like to add basil for extra aroma. Try it, it's nice. When the steak was at an internal temperature of 52 Danish Fahrenheit, I set it aside to rest a bit. 10 minutes would probably do. My veg was sautéed in chimichurri, steamed a bit, and then once I'd cooked the liquid off, I added a bit more chimichurri. And they were ready. My fries got a double season, the steak got a bit of a slicing, nice and pink, ideal. I served up what I deemed to be a perfect plate of dinner. Bit of steak with the chimichurri, that's the real test. This is a magnificent dinner. I'm glad I did the tomatoes because I think it needed like a bit of sweetness bursting through. But the greens with the chimmy, really nice. The spice mix on the fries. I'm having a nice time.